Hey KU fans, welcome back to Allen Fieldhouse. Here at Allen Fieldhouse, I'm with Shane Jackson. Tonight KU rolls 102 to 42. Those are the types of games and scores you expect in an exhibition game. But even this one was a little bit different, wouldn't you agree? I mean, they seem to be clicking way more than they were a week ago.
Well, first off, big fan of the even numbers split here. I think last week was 86, 56.
Yeah. Nice.
So easy to do the math. I know anybody who listens to KU Sports Hour knows I struggle with math. But no, this one had a different feel to it just because everybody was there. I mean, that's why I ended up writing about, Dotson was back, Moss was back, even if it was for just 5 minutes in the game. Having your full complement of weapons was good for at least one game before, as everybody knows, Duke coming up in a few days. Just to have one tune-up with that type of lineup, I mean, it allows you, as Ochai was talking about, allows you to play with different rotations, figure out what works. And as much as you can't really take anything from exhibition games, you really can't take away anything from exhibition games if your full lineup's not there.
Right, yeah, that's a great
So
point.
I think that this was important in that aspect. It doesn't necessarily matter about the score, who played well, what happened. It's just the fact that they had everybody there, and you're able to see at least one game with what they have.
Yeah, I think you could see it in how they played too. They moved better. They were more sure of themselves. The ball moved. Guys know their roles, right? I mean, the other night Marcus Garrett's playing point. He did a good job playing point when Dotson couldn't play, but he's not their point guard. Dotson is. Tonight that was obvious. He got the ball, attacked. He didn't shoot it great, but he will. He's fine. Ochai Agbaji, though, you talked about him. He did shoot it great. 7 of 8, 19 points. How many hit from three-point range?
5. I think he was 5 of 6.
Yeah, and KU hit 17 as a team. I mean, that's significant. Now, the level's going to go up. The defense is going to get tougher. The challenge is going to be greater. But for a team that has heard all offseason about can they shoot it, going 17 of 37 against whoever it is a significant thing because, yes, they can shoot it. Now, do they get to play Pitt State all year? No. So it will get tougher. But they know they can knock those shots down if a couple of things happen. They get open looks, they move the ball, they share the ball, those types of things. So I thought as much as anything from a confidence standpoint, that was the most significant thing. They got the looks and they knocked them in, especially Ochai. He's been phenomenal in both exhibition games. David McCormick started at the 4 tonight instead of Silvio De Sousa. Looked good in some spots, looked okay in others. Silvio off the bench was sort of the same way. What'd you make of that? Been a lot of talk about that 4 spot lately.
Yeah, and talking about the two bigs, and there were concerns about whether or not those two bigs could play alongside each other. And when you know it, the first 4 baskets are by the two bigs.
Yeah,
David McCormick scores 6 points, then he throws an assist to Udoka as well for the 4th basket. Obviously, it still looks clunky at times, but at least that's a step in the right direction. Again, they're not playing Pitt, but there's still positive you can take away. And going back to what you were talking about with the shooting-wise, the thing that won't change is the way KU's making an extra pass.
Exactly.
Isaiah Moss's triple was because Christian Brown decides to throw the extra pass, even though he had a wide open look. Dotson kicks it out to Tristan. I mean, those type of things are going to be there for KU if they keep playing like that moving forward.
Yeah, and you mentioned it. Inaruna had a nice night. Not really a threat of a triple-double, but close. I'm going to find him here in a second. He's got 9 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. I mean, there wasn't triple-double watch in there, but that's the way this kid can fill up a stat sheet, and that's going to give him some confidence going into Tuesday against Duke. Jalen Wilson, not his best night by any means, but he's building confidence. Christian Brown continues to look maybe the best of the 3 freshmen. Those guys have now played twice in a Kansas uniform with those veterans that are back. And they're going to go to New York feeling like, okay, we're on this team, we're a part of this team, and they need us, and we need to play well. They do. But it's going to be a heck of a showdown out there in New York. Kansas against Duke, number 3 against number 4. Any quick thoughts on that one before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think we've alluded to it a few times in the KU Sports Hour podcast. As much as we can't make much about these exhibition games, really one game you can't make much about. I mean, last year, KU looked like the best team in the country up until the next hour when Duke played in the Champions Classic.
Great point.
And Quentin Grimes came out on fire, and then obviously he didn't have a season that a lot of KU fans expected. So as much as you can't make about the exhibition games, no matter what happens in that Duke game, you're not going to be able to take away a whole lot because it is one game in a large season full sample size.
Yeah, I've covered 4 or 5 of these KU Duke games, and they're always a blast. I mean, they just are. Sort of like KU Kentucky, of course. they're just bigger than life. The Elite Eight game was great. The last time they were in Madison Square Garden was the Frank Mason game winner. I mean, there's no doubt that this one's going to add a chapter to that battle. And Bill Self and Coach K, 3-3 against each other all time. This will be the tiebreaker for now. And KU's 4-4 in the Champions Classic, and this will be the tiebreaker there.
So a lot on the line.
A lot on the line. As much as Shane said about you can't learn anything from one game, don't listen to him. He did write the game story though, so go read it. I did a little trick or treating early, first half. I was a little late tonight, but exhibition games, I don't need the tune-up, he does. For Shane Jackson, I'm Matt Tate. Thanks for checking out KU Sports Extra. KU wins at 102-42 over Pitt State, and the regular season is upon us.